Isn't it fascinating how variables never fail to find their way into the lives of organic life forms? I have no interest in the Harmony's celebration, so it's only natural for me to turn down the invitation. But it looks like my decision also cost me the front row seat to all of your exciting adventures. Conclusion: there is... I hear that the Astral Express has established a collaboration with the Garden of Recollection for your next destination. Could there be more? Logic, the average Pathstrider. It's a pity we do not communicate much within the society. Not to mention we've lost most of our members to the Lord of Silence. I have never... That Foxian girl has indeed been through an unimaginable turn of events. I suppose that's the fate you organic life forms are bound by. So, is it out of goodwill that the Astral Express volunteered to send her back home? Looks like this is one exceptional passenger. Don't you have to accompany her then, Miss Himiko?
So, is anyone gonna tell me what's going on? March?
Oh, about that. Why don't you ask her instead? She knows how to present things logically. You don't have to tell him that. He can see for himself. Forget it. I'll tell you. We walked around with Miss Ting-Yun for a while after separating from the rest. But then we ran into something... weird.
Did something happen in the dreamscape?
Actually, it's more like it was someone's fault. We met a Pepeshi filming a Try Not to Laugh challenge, and he gave us some of his candy. A type of candy that's supposed to make you fall over laughing.
So that sort of Try Not to Laugh challenge.
I didn't really want to do it, but she insisted on us giving it a shot. That's how we...
What happened?
Oh, come on, stop interrupting. So, we had some candy, and we're so happy we rolled around on the ground for a bit before standing up. But once we did, Miss Ting-Yun ate the candy too. But she only sneezed nonstop. Achoo! Achoo! Sneeze!
What's your take on this?
The dreamscape is a Memoria world. It is likely the candy triggered her hypersensitive mind. There is no cause for concern. We've experienced similar incidents.
Mr. Yang?
It's okay. You can reveal yourself now.
I was only being careful. Help me remove my disguise.
It's been a while, everyone.
You! What's going on?
Everyone, stay calm. I believe that at this point, Sunday has no reason to be dishonest. But to prevent any unforeseen complications, I'll be accompanying him everywhere he goes until he leaves Penacony. Mr. 1 Week here is an old acquaintance of Sunday's.
Pleased to meet you, fair lady. And you, of course. You're the heavyweight who pummeled this control freak.
The surprises just keep pouring in. First there was Miss Acheron, and then Miss Ting-Yun. Why does it seem like Mr. Yang always comes back with some extraordinary guests?
Let's leave this discussion for later. For now, we should be focusing on returning Miss...
That's not gonna be easy. You'll see what I mean.
Miss March 7th, have you taken the time to consider my suggestion?
Your suggestion? Oh, wait.
It's me! I'm the one who wants every Ting-Yun to come together to form the Ting-Yun Merchant Guild. How often do you get the chance to work with yourself? Just imagine how in sync we'll be with one another. We're bound to thrive and prosper. I know, we can't leave the dreamscape to trade with the outside world, so that's where you come in, Miss March 7th. Your wits surpass many others, making you the perfect person to handle liaison negotiations on our behalf.
I guess I can consider it. There. Now do you see what I mean, Mr. Yang?
There does appear to be an element of her talking to herself.
Hey! You better not be referring to the part about my wits surpassing many others.
Mr. Yang mentioned the Express's next voyage is to send a passenger back home. Could this lady be from the Xianzhou Alliance?
Yes, more specifically, the Xianzhou Luofu.
The Luofu? Didn't the Antimatter Legion launch an ambush on the Luofu some time ago? Was she one of...
Quite the contrary. She might have been the person closest to the eye of the storm.
Looks like there's a lot more to this story.
Story for another time. As host of the Dreamscape, do you have any suggestions for fixing this problem?
I don't have much to go on now. Perhaps we should talk to the other Miss Ting-Yuns here.
That sounds nice. People never forget a personally prepared home-cooked meal. But then again, gifts should be lasting. What about a delightful new bouquet of flowers on the table each day? Wouldn't they do a better job? That sounds like... If we really want to do this right, though, it's the thought behind the gift that truly matters. The more thought goes into the... She may...
You sure have a way of not offending anyone.
These three Ting-Yuns don't look like they'll be reaching a conclusion anytime soon. We won't...
So, what do you think?
Let's try a different name, my dear friend.
Oh, don't we sound chummier that way? I took a leaf out of this Foxian girl's book.
The problem with Miss Ting-Yun is just as I suspected before. That prank shattered her into notes that are each a part of her. In other words, it means the Ting-Yuns we see here are all different aspects of her psyche.
Okay...
At any rate, this is a known occurrence across the dreamscape. Tuning could be the way to... The only problem is that these Miss Ting-Yuns are too caught up in their own world. Is there one we can properly speak with?
One that we can speak with? Oh, I think there is one. But it may take me a while to... Why do I feel like it's not gonna be a wise move to interrupt her? Huh? Ugh, yikes! She's scary! Huh? You can't fly. I can. I can I'll take you next time. Should we get someone to...
Nah, I think she's perfectly fine on her own. The childlike innocence that adult...
Even if that's true, it doesn't apply to...
Oh, were you all looking for me?
Found her! If I remember correctly, this Miss Tingyun's trait...
It's nothing special, really.
She ought to meet your one we can properly speak with requirement, right?
Worth a try. My lady, if I may, I wish to perform a tuning on you.
Before you start, you should know that we're keeping our eyes on you. If you even think about taking Miss Tingyun hostage...
It is not my intention to provoke you. Perhaps, as assurance, we can have my friend here perform the task in my stead. One week has a higher mastery of the harmony than I do.
That is true.
If you still have concerns, you are also free to restrain me while he performs the tuning.
There's no need for that. You're acting...
Are you all right with this, Miss Tingyun?
I go as the wind.
Then kindly forgive our intrusion. Please do your best, one week.
What the... Did any of you hear a voice just now?
A voice?
Never mind.
Look! It's working!
Never did I expect that every encounter with you would always be in moments of distress. Did I conduct myself improperly?
Miss Tingyun! You're finally back! You may be small, but you're pretty amazing. Huh? What's wrong?
It's nothing. Just a trivial matter.
What do you sense?
I should have let you handle it yourself.
This girl is not as ordinary as she appears. I nearly died. Just now.
Don't be afraid.
What?
No matter what you see, you only need to remember one thing. You're not alone.
Who? And... Is that where I came from? And where does this... That looks so familiar. Does she want to lead me somewhere? Not yet time to return.
The life support pod is ready. They were only
That's great. Otherwise, that person from the Xianzhou might not be able to hold on.
You're still trying. There's no precedent for saving someone who was destroyed by a Lord Ravager. Will it even work?
I'm not a genius, so I don't understand the logic behind it. But if she says it's possible...
Excuse me. Could you tell me where I am? This girl... Tingyun. What a familiar...
Don't question it. Keep moving forward.
These are...
These are wounds left by the destruction. They have taken root within your body and cannot be...
The destruction? I don't understand. Please, who are you?
I can't go to you. All I can do is wait for you to finish walking this path.
You want me to go through here? Do I have to fight it?
There's no need for that. It's too dangerous. Don't fight it. Embrace it. Try to coexist with it. Think of it as feeling your own...
My... Is this called... coexisting?
Don't worry. As I said before, you're not alone.
Nap time.
Attack detected.
Share good fortunes.
Stay in step.
Initiate cleanup.
No holding back. Clouds scattered. Let's seize this fine moment. Dream vanished.
Joining the battle.
shot. Now. Time.
Like fire until everything burns to ashes! This is the sense of the seas of pain! I will claim fight to live!
Take your positions.
Naughty child.
Firefly descends from the seas of blaze!
How... How can it be? Why are there still so many of them? The ones from before weren't defeated either.
As I said before, you can't defeat them. No one can. You can fall into the darkness and die alongside, or bring them with you when you return to the world here.
Return to the world? What are you saying? Oh. No wonder those two ignored me. Am I just a wandering spirit now?
Close, but not quite.
So... I'm trapped between...
You can think of it that way.
Based on what you said, even if I should wake up, these wounds that caused my death will remain on my body and never heal? I don't understand. You appear to be trying to save me, Benefactor. But why are you telling me all this?
It's a habit of mine. I believe everyone should have the right to choose whether they wish to return to this world.
Be that as it may, I don't remember anything. There's nothing to help me make a choice.
That doesn't matter. I believe the desire to live was born from nothing to begin with. You may also prove yourself to be the exception. I would also be pleased with that result.
How troublesome. But I suppose that's part of living.
Survival or destruction is no longer a choice for you. They both now grow along the same path. And only by walking this path will you break through the darkness and arrive. Feeling more awake? Congratulations. You attained your very first victory in this tug-of-war. Let me explain. You were attacked by a Lord Ravager. By all rights, you should not have survived. But someone didn't agree with that assessment, and it just so happens I was able to fulfill his request.
What about the other merchants?
I don't know.
Why me?
Because you were the most unfortunate. You fell into the hands of that Lord Ravager, who destroyed your body and spirit. Yet, you were also the most fortunate. Her desire to claim everything about you for herself meant she needed time, so you were spared instant annihilation. There is only a fine line between resurrection and escaping death. Yet, they couldn't be more different.
My body...
I'm sorry. I can't let you regain your ability to feel just yet. You'd be in excruciating pain. Your body was contaminated by the destruction and suffered severe damage. As I said before, these wounds will stay with you for the rest. To prevent its resurgence, I made some minor modifications to your body. Or more specifically, your tail. You'll have to learn to adapt to it. Unfortunately, the inescapable...
Regardless, I'm grateful.
There's no need for that. This was merely a transaction. With this, the debt between the traveling merchant and me is clear. Don't worry about it. You should sleep for a little longer. By the time you wake up, you won't remember any... I'll arrange for someone to send you home. Which reminds me, you seem to have some dependable friends with close ties. You should go with them. It can only help with your recovery to hear more about your past.
Did I pass out?
A little quick to the draw, aren't you?
The tuning rebounded and affected 1 week instead. This is no ordinary...
I suppose there's no point in hiding it from you anymore. Miss Tingyun is originally from the Xianzhou. She had an unfortunate encounter with a Lord Ravager who robbed her of her identity and left her on the verge of death. While she miraculously escaped with her life, her body suffered terrible injuries beyond all power to heal.
But something happened to change that outcome?
Yes, a genius got involved. She's very accomplished in the field of life sciences and managed to grant... After that, she asked the Express to escort Miss Tingyun back home. We made a stop at Penacony along the way, partly to allow her some time to convalesce.
I'm so sorry. I thought no one would be affected if I hid inside a dream.
That's all right. So long as nobody was hurt. Can I get something to drink? I feel like I've been asleep for 10 years.
That's fine. We should find another place to talk anyway. We drew some attention with that commotion earlier.
So glad again. I'm a look...
You'll have to make do.
In any case, I must thank the both of you for your assistance.
It was nothing. Now that the matter with Miss Tingyun is resolved, are we meeting your...
There's no need for that. Mr. 1 Week is in poor condition, so I'll leave Miss Tingyun in your hands.
Huh? But, Mr. Yang, the messenger from the Xianzhou is almost here. You're not...
I trust that you can handle it. Besides, Himiko will be there. She'll be able to handle any decisions should you run into...
Okay. We better... It's ridiculous! How come I keep bumping into colleagues? Shall we keep going then? Did you forget already? Miss Tingyun is going back to the Alliance, so we're here to help her pick out...
I'm not too familiar with this planet. I'm worried an unscrupulous cutthroat merchant...
As if a merchant could seriously take advantage of you.
No, I already picked up a few gifts earlier. So that means there's only 3 more left to go. But we've already lost...
Welcome. How can I help you?
Hello there. It's my first time visiting the Dreamscape, so I wanted to buy some local specialties as souvenirs for my friends back home. My two friends here are more familiar with the Dreamscape and recommended your shop.
Why, you really know how to flatter. Go ahead. Browse all you like.
First we have Lady Fuxuan of the Divination Commission. What do you think? Lady Fuxuan has such refined taste. The Xianzhou really has changed a lot. Let's go with your suggestion. Next is General...
Seriously?
Now that the Alliance has all of you there to help them, sending any elite fighters more would just be...
That's not your decision to make.
That's the kind of treasure I've always yearned for. But the General's position won't allow him to accept such a gift. Come to Clock Studios theme park to learn more about the history of the Planet of Festivities. Finally, we have Lady Bailu of the Alchemy Commission. That's a good idea. It might be commonplace, but it's still the specialty of Penacony. That's all of them. Please wrap them up. Thanks to both your help, everything went smoother than I expected. And it looks like we still have some time to spare.
Why don't we pay another visit to the Dreamscape sales store? You can find memory bubbles pretty much anywhere. But Penacony's dream bubbles are extraordinary. Even if we don't get them as gifts, we can keep them as souvenirs.
A souvenir for myself? That's definitely an idea I can get. But there's one more thing I wish to do. Since this is our last stop, could I have a word with you?
Everything you want, we have it all.
This is a good spot.
Miss Ting Yun?
You've looked out for me during our travels together these past few days. But there are some things I find difficult to forget. Do you too still remember what it was like when you first saw me?
How could we forget? She was so shocked. She was frozen in place when she shouted.
Exactly. And that's precisely why I haven't been able to shake off this strange feeling in the days since I started traveling with you. When I asked for your names, I couldn't help but think that this first encounter was actually a long-awaited reunion for you. I've heard about what happened to you on the Xianzhou. And I've got to admit that Fantilia's disguise was so perfect, it was like another me tricking everyone.
Yeah, we couldn't even tell when you were replaced by Fantilia. I figured it happened when we were after Kafka. You vanished for a while. I thought you must have come back as a double.
But it was much earlier than that. That thought has me filled with sorrow. As if a piece of my life had been stolen away, and I had no part in it. That's what I've been puzzled about, too. I never actually saw how Fantilia managed to disguise herself as... What was your impression of that Tingyun, if you... That part is true. I'm always calculating when it comes to business, but never with people. So, what did she seem like to you? I'll just assume that's a compliment. Maybe next time you could just say silver-tongued. Was there anything particularly memorable?
Now's not the time for those kinds of...
Now in your eyes, am I...
Wait, don't you find that question a bit weird? You're the real Ting-Yun. Why compare...
Miss March, you might have the wrong idea. I'm...
Huh?
As a merchant, staying well-informed is crucial. It's only natural for me to stay updated on the events. If I had rushed in and out back then, I wouldn't have been much help. Instead, I would have postponed the trip and sought assistance from allies, but in that case...
we wouldn't have crossed paths.
Exactly. Based on your description, that Lord Ravager was indeed cunning. Her demeanor mirrored mine so closely that it felt like she was living my life for a few days. I regret missing out on your Sanjo journey. But everything that unfolded afterward, aside from the scheming, played out exactly as if I'd been there. Phantilia had stolen a piece of my life, and a Foxian always gets even. I will not be taken advantage of. But after thinking it over, the only thing that could be considered equal value, that thought has brought me great comfort. We've never even met before, and here you are, offering your help, just as before. I should have treated you with respect, and now I will reclaim everything I have lost. And it should begin with a... Dear benefactors, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to you. Looks like we're off to a good start. Moving forward, I'll definitely be trying more things like this from now on. And you, my dear benefactors, will be my source of courage.
Miss Ting-Yun, that's way too over the top. Just don't make any...
We'll see. I just hope the Ting-Yun in your memories won't be tainted by Phantilia anymore. Alright, no more questions. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. Let's continue on our...
A dream about Eon? Welcome to the Dreamscape Sales Store. Doctor...
We're looking for some dreams to give as gifts. Something... exotic, and...
just a friendly reminder. Being too picky won't help you find the best dreams. You just dampen your spirits ahead of time. That being said, there are always some lucky exceptions. Not too long ago, I procured a dream bubble that sounds perfect. The story unfolds in the Shinjo Alliance, where a young sword master strives to become the sword champion. However, as Junior Foxians...
Why does that sound oddly familiar?
Since I'm returning to the Sanjo, I think it's better to choose something unrelated to the Alliance. Feel free to...
I love customers like you. So easy to work.
So easy to take advantage of. Just don't pick anything weird, okay?
Oh, speaking of dreamscapes, I have a gift for you, my pet. After troubling you all this time, I couldn't leave without properly expressing my thanks. Here's a...
Wow.
Here are the dream bubbles I prepared for you. Thank you for your business.
Well, it looks like everything's finally in order. I suppose...
Trailblazers from the Astral Express? A long time no see. You must be here to experience those dream bubbles. I've already made the necessary preparation. Be careful. We did, however, This dreamscape will feature veteran gaming. Call this type of dream a thrill dream. I don't know if you're into luckily. I just so happen to be an excellent doctor. A bit psychiatric. If you need time to
I can't believe it's time for Miss Ting Yoon to leave. I'm not ready to say goodbye just yet. Yeah, we got delayed on the way. Mr. Yang will explain it. Has the messenger from the Xianzhou arrived yet?
Long time no see, everyone.
Madame Yukong?
I've imagined this moment many times. I was worried I might embarrass myself in front of you. I even rehearsed every word beforehand. But now it seems it was unnecessary. Ting Yun, I'm here to take you home.
Madame Yukong, I wasn't expecting it to be you. What a wonderful surprise.
I wanted to come because, after all, it's you who's coming home.
Yeah, me of all people.
Your body. It's going to be tough from now on, isn't it?
I've already escaped death once. What more could I ask for? Also, it's not all bad. I might even beat you at arm wrestling now.
You're still the same. Carefree as always. I have a lot I'd like to tell you, but I'll save it for the road. It's a long journey back to the law. Even if we can't completely rid you of the pain, there must be ways to alleviate it on the Xianzhou.
I have no doubt. But since we're do I really have to go back to the—
Why? You don't want to?
Despite Fantilia's ruthlessness, she spared me when I should have been eliminated. And why did Miss Ron Mei, who has no ties to the Xianzhou, go out of her way to save me? It seems as if I've become a pawn in someone else's game.
There are people within the Alliance who also believe that the suspect is now on the Yuchua.
If that's the case, it's all the more reason for me not to return to the Luofu and complicate things. I might as well take advantage of this situation.
Take advantage of the situation?
Right now, the marks of ruin inside me maintain a delicate balance. Moreover, they were created by Fantilia herself. If possible, please inform the General and arrange for me to meet with the Marshal. Maybe this body of mine can help the Alliance get one step closer to the Xianzhou's enemies.
When Ron Mei visited the Luofu earlier, she mentioned what happened to you. This coincided with when the message sent by the Astral Express arrived. The Arbiter Generals concluded that Fantilia did not intend for you to survive. If utilized strategically, this could give the Alliance an element of support. If we follow this plan, we must keep your resurrection hidden. But before making any decisions, I want to know what you think. I'll support you, no matter what.
Then I'm glad. I shall save you the trouble of hearing.
The road ahead is perilous. If you decide to take it, I won't stop you. Maybe I'm being selfish, but I still want to...
I've come to see myself clearly in this dream journey. Perhaps it's what people call a blessing in disguise. There is someone who can attest to my true intent. Please follow me. She should be around here somewhere.
Is that...
After a strange encounter, I was fragmented into multiple Tingyuns, each embodying a different aspect of my memories. And one of them hasn't returned to me, because she ventured too far. Until now.
You mean her? What is she doing?
She's captivated by something that has deeply mesmerized me. As a fleeting emotion, she's no different from a newborn. Her boarding this ship was solely down to her inner impulse. Madame Yukong, do you remember? Perhaps that was just an ordinary flight for you, but for a certain child, that was her first experience with the sky.
Of course. Back then, you were still young enough for me to carry.
You probably still can. Want to give it a try?
I'm afraid you'd be too heavy for me now.
Just kidding.
I remember you kept begging me to take you to the star skiff, and even dreamed of becoming a pilot. But once you were airborne, you were so nervous that you clung to others for dear life.
This flight was a turning point in my life. The boundless cosmos unfolded before me. I was completely mesmerized, not just by the view, but in this world, there are paths beyond waiting for us to explore. Even though I lacked the talent to pilot the star skiff and wasn't much of a warrior, I still chose to travel around with the Merchant Guild. Even to this day, this thrill still courses.
That hasn't changed?
Never. Now I can embark once more on my journey as a traveler of no return, exploring the paths that lie beyond. Speaking of which, how are things with the Whistling Flames?
I've left Yan Ming in charge for now. He's reliable, but he can be a bit extreme, and might not always follow your principles as a traveling merchant.
My principles. Forsake what others fight for, and take what others abandon. That's the way to navigate the world and achieve my goals. I will continue to uphold my principles. But now I've also learned that while these merchant principles may apply to humans, they falter in...
But this shouldn't fall on your shoulders to begin with. You are simply an innocent survivor in this war.
Madame Yukong, you were once a survivor in the war too, weren't you? In a hazy dream, I vaguely remember someone telling me that the inescapable price of survival is often more adversity. But... Madame Yukong, the gods use humans as pawns in their cosmic game, sacrificing countless innocent souls. Have you ever thought about making them pay?
Every moment of every day. But as inconsequential as we are, How can we escape the fate of being mere pawns? If I could choose, I would never want you to become a pawn. I just wish you could still be that carefree little fox. Not caught up in this war.
Don't be disheartened, Madame Yukong. Thanks to the favor of the Lord Ravager, I've become a player in this game. Remember, it's often the unassuming pawns, the lone traveler, or the worm that subdues the dragon, that leave even the best strategists. So, now I'll become a cunning speck of dust, and make those masterminds behind the curtains sneeze a few times.
Is this place also affected?
No, I'm just here to bid farewell. I changed my mind along the way. This journey has too many variables, so it shouldn't matter if we add another.
How did you know she would be here?
I didn't. I had a hunch and decided to try my luck. It seems I can be lucky sometimes.
It's not like you to leave things to luck.
I'm trying to change too.
I don't think you need a bystander in this scenario. Go on ahead.
You're not worried I'll take the opportunity to escape?
I believe you're the kind of person that has the ability and desire to use everything to your advantage. But that everything does not include Miss Robin.
Thank you.
Now then, Mr. 1 Week.
I'm not leaving.
Let him stay. He won't be in the way. I actually need 1 week to be there. She shouldn't be seen talking to a fugitive, no matter the circumstances.
You don't intend to reveal your true identity to her?
Both parties don't have to be aware that this is a farewell. I shouldn't put her at risk for my selfishness.
As you wish.
Shall we go then?
Let's go. Our journey can't begin if I can't take... I didn't expect to see you here, Miss Robin.
My name is 1 Week. I'm a member of the Nightingale family.
You're too kind, Miss Robin. You must be very busy. What brings you here to Dream's Edge? Well, perhaps the dreamscape is not so different from reality. When we look up into the night sky, the stars aren't really there. The glimmering lights we see are merely the images of stars from long ago. So, have we ever truly seen a real sky full of stars? No. Today is my rest day. There's going to be a show later, so I came early to find a good seat. It's somewhere farther away. They say it's a farewell performance. The kind that's better to listen to from afar than watch it performed live. Miss Robin, may I stay here with you to gaze at the stars before the show begins? Still, these stars are unfamiliar to me. Perhaps it's both. The Stellaron disaster may not have had any real consequences, but many guests still chose to check out. Now the hotel feels quieter than before. It makes me wonder what Penacony's future will be like. I just hope it will not negatively affect you, Miss Robin. Did the person you wanted to say them to leave? Sometimes, what's in your heart doesn't need to be dressed up in words. Maybe he already knows what you wanted to say. If you don't mind me asking, who is it that you wish to encourage? There are many such people on Penacony. Failure is like the setting sun to a dream chaser. It's something that happens every day. I believe they all have the willpower to start anew. Especially after receiving a smile from you, Miss Robin. Are you saying that's not true? Failure may be a good thing for someone like that. Being able to reflect on one's actions is a valuable quality to have. Why is that? I hope so. The dream jigsaw. I'm still inexperienced, so let's just hope we get lucky. It seems we've been blessed with good fortune today. Another Dreamweaver probably left this behind. It's a habit for this profession. They hope to use these blessings as a foundation. The second jigsaw piece. Is this a pair of wings or a decoration made of feathers? We should keep looking. done. Have a look.
Soon, I shall travel to those unfamiliar stars, none of which I recognize. But as long as you continue to gaze upon them from here, then those unfamiliar stars will one day be the place of our reunion.
That didn't seem like a perfect goodbye.
It's enough. I only meant to stay quietly by her side for a bit. But why did you do those unnecessary things?
What things?
Those 2 notes. If someone finds them, they can be used as evidence against her.
Huh. So you can do whatever you want as many times as you want. I don't want to live with regret for the rest of my life either.
Live with...
We're almost done saying our goodbyes, right?
Yes. We only have one but before we leave. I have a question I'd like to ask you, Mr. Yang. I'm curious. Why did you become a Nameless?
Why the sudden interest?
I always had a feeling that you would never give up on someone who needed help. After spending time with you, at this very moment, there are countless worlds above the sky still waiting for the arrival of the Astral Express. Yet you and your companions have chosen to stay here. All for an old friend you never knew, and to trailblaze means to forge ahead. Yet, you stop and spend precious time on people just passing by. All the while you believe this is...
That's not what I think at all. Besides, the watchmaker also made a similar choice.
And because of that, he bid farewell to the Express and never walked among the stars again in his lifetime.
Not all journeys lead to the stars. Even if we leave the Express, some trailblazing paths will still continue. You can think of it this way. The title of Nameless doesn't belong to any one person. Each individual will have their own view of what it means to walk this path and will always try their best. The goal of my trailblazing is not the unknown world, but every living being who exists under the stars. In my homeland, the name Welt means world. It suggests that each person is a world unto themselves, and that we harbor as many possibilities as the distant stars. This is my way of the trailblaze and the reason why I decided to stay here.
Why me?
Like I said before, I left my home in a hurry too. I know how you feel right now. I also know that a person will only be able to truly face themselves once they've decided to say goodbye to their past. The same way you're doing right here, right now. There was never a third person with us, was there?
I told you he'd find out.
I should have known nothing could escape your keen eyes. Since you already know 1 week's secret, there's no need for me to build up suspense. Let's go. We'll head straight for the finale and take our final bow in this...
I know you can hide your appearance, but trespassing on restricted family grounds is still a bold move.
Don't worry. I won't take too much time. I was a child when I first visited the Grand Theater. I remember seeing the light behind the curtains from here and believing it to be the morning. When I returned here many years later as the head of the Oak family, I finally learned that the light was actually a Stellaron.
Now that you've returned to the stage, what are you planning to do?
Prepare for my departure. I've always believed that a person's starting point should also be his last stop. Have you ever seen the elderly at the end of their lives? As they welcome their final moments, they invariably raise their hands, stretching their arms into the emptiness. Much like how babies also stretch their arms into humanity, flaps their wings twice as they complete their journey. Once when they are born. I will say goodbye, here, to the me of yesterday. I really hate this face. My expressions feel so dull and lifeless.
I see. That explains why something always felt off about your appearance. The halo above your head that symbolizes the harmony, it's been missing since the moment we reunite.
It's true that this ring was bestowed upon our people by the heavens. But that doesn't mean it can't be thrown away. While I was in the gallery of thoughts, at the entrance of the dream, I chose to completely sever the halo from myself.
Why?
I am a fugitive, after all. I must remove any chance of being detected by the family. Another reason is to feel. This is how I can cast aside all the blessings of the harmony and the order, and for the first time.
Is that also how Mr. 1 Week came into this world?
No. You wouldn't believe the real story even if he told you. He was born from an accident. One that you're actually quite familiar with. It was that try not to laugh challenge. Quite embarrassing, to be honest. I was roaming around as an ordinary person when I unfortunately fell into that Pepeshi's trap. The prank that fragmented Miss Ting-Yun also divided my fragile self.
Are you saying that he's a part of you? That's quite surprising given that you two look nothing alike.
You could say he's another. I too was once a child, with aspirations buried deep within. Over time, those childhood, maybe if I had made a small change in my childhood, I would have turned out to be exact. What a pity. Failing to become a better version of yourself. So, my final farewell will be like that of Miss Ting-Yun. I will perform a tuning on myself and return to my complete. And this also means that 1 week will vanish for good. That's why I said this was the last stop. Is there a possibility that you will be the one who disappears? No. This is a foregone conclusion. But who's to say there won't be any changes? Maybe deep down, I'm also anticipating.
Regardless of the outcome, you will have a witness. I'll be waiting for you in the audience.
Much appreciated. Now, shall we begin? Anticipating this possibility, you've really changed. I'm about to embark on an unknown journey where it will be impossible to maintain my orderly life. I will have to navigate unexpected surprises. You're not ready at all, are you? I feel unsettled, maybe even scared. Ever since I left Penacony, I could no longer control everything. Don't flatter yourself. You can't control anything. But isn't that how it is for most people? My fear of the unknown may be a weakness, but your presence has shown me that surprises aren't always bad. Meeting you has been a great help to me. and I'm glad to have discovered this side of myself. I also feel grateful for the opportunity to tell you this. I truly dislike you. What? Are you sure you didn't mean the opposite? I must admit, many of your qualities strike a chord with me. There are times when I want to joke around, freely express my thoughts, or openly share my dislike of a person. Or my fondness. Then go for it, Sonny. You always talk about locking the bird in the cage, but you're the one who's trapped. Look at yourself. Besides discipline and hesitation, there's nothing else in your life. If you continue living like a slab of marble... But I won't become like you. I dislike people who are frivolous. It makes me uncomfortable to even emulate them. If I fail, I will still uphold my... As for the harmony, my stance remains the same. Whether it's you or the paths, if what I once doubted, then this time, my true heart will guide the tuning. I'll leave it to you. What is this? Leaving your fate entirely up to a coin flip? This isn't like you at all. Did you lose your mind after being run over by the Express? Or were you possessed by that IPC gambler? Failure is always the best teacher. To save more lives, you must first understand what they live for and what they die for. The best way to achieve this is... You see? I'm already starting to make changes. Whether it's us merging or one of us disappearing, I'll leave the tuning to fate. And see if I can embrace all that I detest. Only then will I truly be able to walk among the living. But what if you can't do it? Well, that's out of my hands. It will just prove that I'm still the same person. The person who always disappoints his sister. Falling is just another name for flying. That's why I rejoice at my broken wings. Step into the mortal world to see how it truly is. Then, be... And with my last breath, I'll join the weak and reach on the planet of festivities. Whatever identities I once had, it's not the gods who answer us, but ourselves from the future. I don't have much to say, but as it's time to part ways, here's what... When telling jokes, be sincere. Don't sweat the details, and above all, don't explain them every time. Never mind. Maybe it's better for you not to joke at all. No objections from me. This is so annoying. How did I become so dull? Well, despite everything, try not to be too hard on yourself. There will always be people who are sad. Planet of festivities, land of the dreams. I say goodbye to my home. Should one desire to leave the stage for good,
one must first step back onto the stage!
As expected, the trickiest thing is tuning yourself. These These dissonant sounds are much too harsh.
Stand in position.
Until everything burns to ashes!
The mood is set. Just let the show begin!
Fight to live!
Time for a shot.
Set to the speed of flame!
I'll overcome the thorns! Echoes of the past. You need not fade away. Follow me. To the stars!
Fight to live!
Noisy,
Nap time.
disorderly noise.
Wanted to doubt farewell.
Join the battle. Attack!
This mortal form. I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Just a little something. Think nothing else.
I can't thank you enough.
Stand in position.
Until everything burns to ashes!
The mood is set. Let the show begin!
Set to the speed of flame!
Rhythm get messed up.
Naughty child.
Heard the call. Serenity is before me.
This is more than a battle. Fight to live!
Disorderly noise.
Set to the speed of flame!
Disorderly noise.
Time has come. Let it be revealed. Is it inevitable for me?
Fight to live!
Take your positions.
Nap time. I'm okay.
I've heard the call.
Stay in step.
This mortal form. I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Join the battle.
Until everything burns to ashes! Set to the speed of flame!
Noise is fading.
That's better. Just a little something. Think nothing else. Thank you.
Wait for good tidings.
Fight to live!
Nap time.
Set to the speed of flame!
Seek and you shall receive. Serenity is before me.
Fight to live!
Take your positions.
Disorderly noise. Attack. Attack detected.
I'll overcome the thorns. Wanted to doubt farewell.
Stand in position.
mortal form watch over you and guide you on your path.
The mood is set just right. Let the show begin!
Like fireflies, until everything burns to ashes! Firefly Type 4 in position. Set the speed of flame!
Disorderly noise!
Stay in step.
This is more than a bad fight.
Time for a shot. Nap time.
I've heard the call.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Thank you. I will keep fighting. Firefly Type set for the speed of
Disorderly noise!
It's of no consequence.
Still the same old.
Noise is fading! Eternal prayer! Join the battle!
Take your positions.
I'll overcome the thorns. Serenity is before me.
Disorderly noise!
burns to ashes! Fight to
This mortal form will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Thank you. I will keep fighting. This is more than set for the speed of flame!
On this 8th day, I grant myself departure.
Well, how should I address you now? Mr. Sunday or Mr. 1 Week?
Whichever you prefer. He's probably mocking me from inside right now. Thank you for accompanying me through all this, Mr. Yang. This farewell journey has come to an end.
What are your plans after leaving Penacone?
At this point, there's no need to hide things from you. I believe there's more to the incident involving the Stellaron on Pen.
Are you suggesting that the Dream Master wasn't the one controlling the Stellaron?
Don't worry. The Oak family was indeed behind seizing the Stellaron and resurrecting the fallen Eon during the Charmony Festival, and you've already defeated them. But Mr. Gopherwood once told me that all the Order's efforts were aimed at avoiding the same mistakes that the Harmony made. My guess is that the family from the Montour system must be involved. Unfortunately, too much time has passed to verify that. Penacone is just a small territory, and even the family heads with their authority cannot enter the sacred site. In the worst-case scenario, if Xipe turned a blind eye, how could the strong defending the weak hold up? Mr. Yang, I just want to tell you this. The Harmony has more than one side. They can be the most steadfast ally of the Astral Express. or the most fearsome enemy.
Well, thank you for being honest with me. The efforts of the crew on Penacony were driven by the same concern. After all this, the harmony and the preservation will keep the situation on the planet of festivities in balance. With the momentum from the Trailblaze, more forces will arrive and Penacony will become a public space in the cosmos. Freedom is the only answer the Nameless can offer. I'm glad the Penacony meet.
You and I both strive for a peaceful society, even if our reasons are different. And you've gone even further than I have. If not for our paths, perhaps you and I wouldn't be in opposition.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. We're not fundamentally opposed. Otherwise, you wouldn't have shown me mercy in front of the Dream Master. This shared journey is my way of repaying you. After all, you are one of my trailblazing goals.
About that, you've given me many insights as well. Humans are the measure of everything, and no one is the sole savior. Creating a paradise remains one of my lifelong ambitions. As I move forward, I realize I must build it brick by brick. Therefore, I have a request that I hope you'll consider. While I lack the will to trailblaze, nor can I become a true Nameless, I admire your convictions. Perhaps what I need more than asceticism. Therefore, after leaving Penacony, would you consider letting me come aboard the Astral Express and travel with you for now?
So this is why I brought him here. Mr. Sunday wants to join us on the Express. Of course, I can't make that decision alone.
I learned the most valuable lessons from my past opponents. Please, say whatever's on your...
Well, he's just traveling with us. Not an actual member of the Express crew yet. Your newbie status is untouchable.
Thank you all for your forgiveness. Perhaps I'll find the answer I'm looking for on this journey. And when that day comes, until then, rest assured that I will do my best to fulfill my duty as your companion.
Now that our business on Penacony is settled, it's about time we get back on track and prepare for our next warp jump. Trot?
still not quite there. Indeed, this is only a minor ripple that no one will ever notice. So, you must also understand, for a genius, the importance of asking questions outweighs the importance of the answers themselves. So-called magic has its own set of principles. There are no mysteries in this universe that cannot be solved. So, all-seeing presence, I ask you this. What is divinity?
Is there anything you'd like to share with me?
I hope we will walk the same path next time.
To
The heavens are vast. The kite flies where it wishes.